dear students, welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. This is Seema Dudley. Welcome to my first video on the topic Web Programming and Python. This paper has two sessions, that is Web Programming and Python. The first two modules of this paper will be handled by Ansi Miss, and the Python, that is the last two modules, will be handled by myself. First, we can have a look on the modules. That is, the third module will be containing the topics Introduction to Python, Features of Python, Identifiers, Reserved Keywords, Variables, Input-Output Statements, then the operators, data types, then the data type conversion. And there will be some programs like selection sort, insertion sort, and bubble sort. And I think these sorting will you have studied in data structures. So we can continue with the class. First of all, a small introduction to Python. Python was created by Guido van Rossum, and it was developed in the year 1985 and 1990. Python is a general-purpose interpreted, interactive, object-oriented, and high-level programming language. We have already studied C and C++ in the first and second semesters, and we know that C++ is a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language. So, this Python also contains the key concepts that we have explained in C++. And also Python is easy to learn, and also it is powerful, and it is a versatile scripting language, and this feature helps this program to be attractive for application development. Then this Python's syntax and dynamic typing with its interpreted nature makes it more ideal language for scripting and rapid application development. Now we can check some of the characteristics of Python, and it has been noticed that this Python supports functional and structured programming methods as well as loops, and it can be used as a scripting language or can be compiled to bytecode for building large applications. And the next characteristics is it provides very high level dynamic data types and support dynamic type checking. Another characteristic is it support automatic garbage collection. And the next one is it can be easily integrated with C, C++, CORBA, ActiveX, CORBA, and Java. Now we can check some of the advantages of Python. First one is Python is interpreted. We have studied about translators, and the function of translators are to translate the object code to source code to object code and vice versa. And Python is interpreted, that means it is already being processed at runtime, so it does not require any external interpreter or compiler to compile the program. Whenever we process the program, it will be interpreted. Next is Python is interactive. Python is interactive means when we do the programs C and C++ in the editor, we will be using the icons compile to compile the program and the run option to execute the program. And the compile option is done to translate the source code to object code, and run option is done to execute the program. Here we does not require any of the programs. That is നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു പ്രോംപ്റ്റിൽ പൈത്തൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ്സ് എൻ്റർ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് എൻ്റർ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ it will be executing that statement. So it does not have any specific structure or like that. That is നമ്മൾ C++ പഠിച്ചപ്പോൾ there was a structure, but ഇതിന് അങ്ങനെ structure ഒന്നുമില്ല. We can write the programs step by step ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എഴുതി പോകാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. The next advantage is Python is object oriented. Object oriented means it will be having classes and objects. That is നമ്മൾ code access ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് will be using the objects. The next is Python is a beginner's language. That means it is very easy to learn. Okay, and also it is mainly used for developing games and all. So to conclude the introduction to Python, we can end with the features in Python. First one is it is very easy to code. Java programming and C++ programming എഴുതുന്നതിനേക്കാളും easy ആണ് Python programs എഴുതാൻ. Even if we don't require any of the header files. Header files ഇങ്ങനെ എഴുതിയിട്ട് that is predefined ആയിട്ട് അതിനകത്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരണം, എഴുതിയിട്ടുള്ള ഫങ്ഷൻസ് അതിനകത്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരണം എന്നുള്ള ആ ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ ഒന്നും ഇല്ല ഇതിൽ. Next one is it is free and open source. That is നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് ഒഫീഷ്യൽ വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമുക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് is it is object oriented programming language. It is classes and objects support ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു programming language ആണ് Python. Next feature is GUI programming support. That is the graphical user interface. It supports the graphical user interface, and some of the GUI applications are QB, then Thinker, PyQt5, etc. are some of the popular options for creating graphical applications with Python. Next feature is it is high level programming language. That means we don't want to know about the system architecture to create the Python programming language. Okay, machine language നമ്മൾ അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കണമെന്നില്ല. Then next feature is extensible feature. That is this Python, we can write this code in C or C++ editor and run like C and CPP program. The next feature is Python is portable language. That is without any changes we can transfer this program to or this code to another platform. Okay, Windows in the Linux translate ചെയ്താലും നമുക്ക് programs without any change ചെയ്യാതെ തന്നെ work ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. And the next feature is Python is integrated language. I have already mentioned that we can write this Python in C or C++ editor and we can execute the program. So that is the reason we say that Python is integrated language. നമുക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ C and C++ platform ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് integrate ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. The next feature is it is an interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language means it will be executed line by line at a time. That is, the source code of this Python will be converted into the immediate code known as bytecode. So source code in a bytecode ലോട്ടാണ് convert ചെയ്യുക. That is നമ്മൾ program എഴുതി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് enter ചെയ്ത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ it will be creating the bytecode for that statement. And next feature is it has a large standard library. Python has a large standard library which provides rich set of module and functions, and it will help us to create more web browsers, etc. and all. And next is dynamically typed language. This Python is a dynamically typed language. That means the type for a variable is decided at runtime. നമുക്കത് ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഡിക്ലെയർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. നമ്മൾ ഏതൊക്കെ വേരിയബിൾസ് ആണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അത് ഏത് ഡേറ്റ ടൈപ്പിലുള്ള വേരിയബിൾസ് ആണെന്നുള്ളത് ആദ്യം തന്നെ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. So these are the topics I have explained today. That is an introduction to programming language. So an assignment question connected with this topic is explain the history of Python. Also write the features, characteristics, etc. and submit the assignment to the email ID provided to you. Thank you.